let's start this session. We're going to have a discussion actually on the widespread virus, that is coronavirus, which is so bothersome these days, and we need to just do everything to protect ourselves against that virus and also to take care of ourselves and our family. So I want you to open the page, and then we will discuss the main points and some reading comprehension, vocabulary enrichment, and so on and so forth. So are you on the page? Everybody?
No.
So please open that, because we need to sometimes actually read some parts of that, not the whole part, but some parts. And go to LELB.net, and in the yellow bar in the footer area, just click on today's free lesson. And all right, so the first item, I can give you the link. Hold on, copy, and here it is. The link is here.
Please give me link.
Okay, let me IELTS for IELTS. Here is the link again. Okay, so please open that, and let's focus on the assigned materials. The first item is wash your hands frequently. Before just starting reading the passage, I want to know about your ideas or techniques that you use very much to protect yourself. Jeet, what is the first and foremost, or let's say the most important thing that you do to do away with the virus?
First of all, clean hands. During a day, 7 times, 6-7 times, use alcohol sanitizer. If you have no sanitizer, then use the sprit, alcohol sprit.
Okay, what about soap and water?
Use the
is that enough, soap and water?
Sorry?
Washing your hands with soap and water. Soap and water.
Hand with soap, hand wash.
Yes.
And water. You can, your preference.
And according to WHO organization, how long should it last? Do you know about that? How long should it last? At least. At least 20 seconds. At least it should last for 20 seconds. So do not just make your hands wet. You need to, as you said, sanitize or disinfect your hands completely.
Yes,
so
20 seconds.
At least 20 seconds, or even actually more than that. So it says wash your hands frequently with soap and water, and also use an alcohol-based hand rub if your hands are not visibly dirty. Are you reading the parts? Because we are going to focus on the materials here. Did you open the page? Okay. You need to open the page. Just I gave you the link. Open it. And so here on the second paragraph it reads, why washing your hands with soap and water or using alcohol-based hand rub eliminates the virus, or actually eradicate. Eliminates is a good verb that you should know, and it means eradicate or obliterate. Okay. And so practice respiratory hygiene. So according to this passage, you were supposed to read the passage before the class, because there are some academic words that you might not know, and the class is not just limited to that 30 minutes per day. So How should you act when you cough or sneeze? Rupli, do you know?
Yep. You should put your you should sneeze by the edge of the elbow,
Uh,
and while sneezing you should either put your hand
mhm,
sorry either the handkerchief just the edge of the elbow, and for the handkerchief you have to throw it out later. You have to throw it out in the closed dustbin so the virus don't like
mhm.
get on to other people.
Excellent. Okay, that is correct. So this is technically called flexed elbow, uh, and
Flexed elbow.
yeah, it means that do not just use your hands to while sneezing or coughing, because your hands get infected, and when you touch something, actually again the virus will stay alive on the surface of many materials, even actually steel, many metals. The virus is so surviving and so assertive. uh, okay, so far so good. So let me see. And also you should just throw away your used tissues, as you said, in enclosed or closed uh, garbage bin or dust bin, so that the virus does not get does not spread. And okay, what about social distancing? Maintain social distancing. So, Jit, would you please elaborate on that social distancing? How should you react while communicating with others at this critical time?
Social distancing, that means we can
Mm-hmm.
contact with other person through the internet, calling, video chat, like that we connect communication each other. We cannot meet the physically, like we cannot connect physically each other.
You mean there should
Not
not be
the
any face-to-face communication? Is that right?
yes, face to face communication, and not the gathering
Mm-hmm.
on in the park, as well as temples, mosque,
Mm-hmm.
and gurudwara, and public palace, and the malls. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
we it's a we can in using the social communication, we can avoided that that's crowd,
Mm-hmm.
and we can stop mm, ep- pandemic coronavirus.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what about you, Jitli? Do you agree with what Rupli? Do you agree with Jit about canceling any kind of face-to-face communication?
Yeah, I think face to face communication can happen as long as they make some have some distance, like 2 or 3 meter distance between them
Yes,
before
yes.
But
they can have face to face the communication,
mm,
but not too close, but
Mm-hmm.
mm,
just in some distance they can meet each other
but
face to.
Mm-hmm.
some people are not understand about that,
Mm-hmm.
and then government should be
Mm-hmm.
make a rule, then people are stopping home, because some people are not follows the rule,
Mm-hmm. Yes, you're
and
right.
like some distance, social distance, yeah, other thing,
Mm-hmm.
because virus in because virus sometime in a air, and
Mm-hmm.
some person is like snoozing,
Mm-hmm.
and
Sneezing and
nosing,
coughing.
and sometime handshake, because
Mm-hmm.
people are not sometimes people are forget about the handshaking and other
Mm-hmm.
thing, so that's a good decision to stay home and stay safe.
Yeah, that is a good
Actually,
point. Yes, yes,
Yeah,
Ripley.
but actually, if you like stay at home and have no face-to-face communication, you can you can have face-to-face communication. It's just because they have set the rule to not go outside because people are not following the rule. That's why that it's not like they just have to keep it away from each other from distance. They are just not they are not just listening to the following the rules. That's why they are having
Yes,
that's why
that's the
the
point.
lockdown.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, social distancing does not mean that you should avoid any kind of physical communication or face to face communication, but because of the fact that actually most of the people do not, as you said, observe the rules when it comes to face communication, you might end up just contracting the disease. So it's better to be really conservative and cautious or precautious and avoid any kind of face-to-face communication. And even actually, if a person wants to just have a handshake, just avoid it because this is good for you and also that person. Uh, because of the fact that actually, okay, let's continue and go to the paragraph starting with why, when someone who is infected with a respiratory disease like COVID coughs and sneezes, they project small droplets, and those droplets are really problematic because actually the virus just is present in those small droplets. Sorry for the noise. Today is Sizde Bedar in Iran, and there is a great occasion, and everybody is just. It seems that they do not pay attention to the concept of social distancing because everybody is out and they're just laughing and dancing perhaps. Okay, so and if you do not pay enough attention, you might breathe in the virus, according to the text, which is copied from WHO, World Health Organization, by acknowledging the source. Okay, and avoiding touching eyes, nose, and mouth, which is very significant, and people usually don't pay enough attention to that. They just forget about that. And so, Jade, what happens if you accidentally touch your nose or eyes and your hands are infected? What happens?
Um, mm, when my hand are infected, then I touch my nose and mouth and eyes. Then maybe virus in I guess I inhale virus in my body.
Yeah, we don't say inhale. Inhale is used when actually the virus is spread through your mouth or nose. But what
Infect.
about
I think infect is the word.
yeah, it is
Infect.
spread or transmitted. Spread or
Transmitted is
transmitted.
the good word, I guess.
Yeah, in your
Transmit.
body. Yeah,
Yeah.
your body
Spread.
gets infected. Your body gets
Yeah.
infected. The main part, the basic problem is that even actually if a person is infected, he or she might not know that he is infected up to 2 weeks because the virus goes through an incubation period and the person might not show any kind of symptom, you know. And okay, so you need to seek medical care if you show any symptom. And so what are some of the symptoms that you can just use as signals that you might have been you might have struck the virus?
I think the signals that it could be a you will start from a common cold. If you have a common cold and have a low immunity system, then most probably you will get it will get worse and you will the coronavirus can just enter your body and you get infected because of that.
Yes, fever and some special symptoms.
Itching in your throat.
Yes, you have in your throat. Yes, and also
And
coughing,
sometime
dry coughs.
coughing, sometime you are tough,
Not tough.
tough in you feel not proper breathing.
Yes, and one of the best things that you can do to prevent or minimize the likelihood of striking the disease or contracting the disease is to stay home, quarantine yourself. And people, unfortunately, as far as I can see, do not take it seriously enough. That's why the number of people getting the disease actually is increasing every day. And also animal market, wet markets, animal products should be taken into account. And avoid consumption of raw and undercooked animal products. So how is it serious in your country? Because I think you live in India, Jit and Rupli. So how is it serious in India?
Actually, it's not too serious here. Like it's not spreaded too much over all over the India yet. Just some few people are infected, not too much. Like comparing to other country, it is less infected.
So why do you think that India has been relatively successful in dealing with the disease in comparison to other countries?
I'm not sure.
You don't have enough information about that. And Jit, are you from India too?
Yes.
Okay. So, okay, how do you see the future of mankind? I mean, 2 or 3 months from now, do you think that it will be under control, or the disease or virus will become even more uncontrollable?
In India?
No, in the world, throughout the world, not India necessarily. Yes, thank you very much. We come to the end of this session for today.